What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to do a reaction to a type of comment I get. Now, I will be reading out a specific comment here from one of the viewers of my channel, but this is not targeted towards them. Please don't hate on them in the comment section. This is me actually responding to this type of thinking because I've seen this type of comment quite a few times on the channel. Okay, so it is under a recent video, which is about the Dreaming Spanish ALG methodology and my beliefs around, well, it was actually me responding to comments from another ALG person who was asking my opinions on Anki in regards to ALG, and that's why I made this video. But here's the thumbnail. Use it and you will fail. Okay, and now use it and you will fail. What does that mean? It makes you click, right? Doesn't mean I use Dreaming Spanish and I will fail. I use ALG and I will fail. Or am I underlining will fail because, it's actually a trick of words. That's the whole point behind a thumbnail that's kind of clickbait, okay? Anyway, this is the comment I got. I've been following the channel since you started it, and from the beginning, I felt like your goal was to prove how ineffective ALG is. I get it, you want views, and an easy way to get them is to attack something that is popular. Now, I'll respond to the first part of this comment. The second part is actually why I spoke about the thumbnail then. I'm disappointed because you usually offer a pretty unbiased assessment of the method, but use it and you will fail is just clickbait slop. Now, I'm not sure if this was written before or after watching the video, because if you watch the video, you obviously know that this is a clickbait thumbnail. Thumbnails are generally clickbait, okay? I do clickbait in kind of two different ways. This type of way or absolutely batshit insane stupid clickbait. Like ones where I just make my thumbnail a single color and people are like, what the fuck's going on here? Is my YouTube all screwed up? Or I make some ridiculous claim. Anyway, it's kind of like a mocking of the polyglot space overall. But I do want to respond to this part right here because this is the interesting part. I get it, you want views and an easy way to get them is to attack something that is popular. So, the assumption here is that I am attacking ALG with my beliefs on it, okay? And I don't believe I am. I provide critiques about certain aspects of it, and then at other times, I also talk about the benefits of certain aspects of it. But I am not just out here trolling on the method for the sake of it, and I'm definitely not doing this for the views. In fact, my Dreaming Spanish series, if I just go over to it, this is the series right here, is probably the worst return on investment I have ever done for videos on YouTube. Now, let me explain why, okay? As a YouTuber, if you've been doing this for long enough, you know the one thing you don't do is start a series. Especially as a series of videos where each video is kind of dependent on the previous video and understanding what's happening. And if you've ever followed like a programming tutorial on YouTube, you've probably experienced where you find a good tutorial, you love it, you watch the first video, the second video, third, fourth, and then suddenly the series just stops before they actually get to the point where you wanted help, and you're like, I just did all this shit and prep for this part that doesn't exist. Why would you start a series and then not finish it? Well, this is why, okay? Because the first video in a series always gets lots of views. The second video usually gets similar to the first because, you know, people are excited, and then the third video halves. By that point, most people have dropped off. They're like, actually, no, I don't really want to do this. And then after that, you start dropping in halves, and then you kind of get this low, small amount that's kind of very, very stable. And I actually spoke in a recent video, which is just for members only, where I was talking with Spanish Boost Gaming, where he's experienced similar things, where, you know, series for video games, they drop off wildly as you go along, okay? And yet there's always that one person who wants you to continue the series, and you feel bad if you don't. So if you have a look at my Dreaming Spanish series, and it actually starts from this video here, 50-hour Dreaming Spanish update, okay, or review. So I done 50 hours of Dreaming Spanish to make one video, and I got 20k views out of it. Now, you know, for some channels, 20k views is a lot, okay? But if we go, you know, let's say 60, let's do this in reverse because it was 50. Let's go 50 hours, okay? And I divide that by, actually, let's do it the other way around. Let's go 20,000, okay? Divided by 50 because I put 50 hours in. I'm getting 400 views per hour of effort that I put into this, okay? 400 views is nothing. Nothing. Now, you might be thinking, that's a weird way to measure it. Okay, fine. 20k views, 16k, 10k, 9k. You see, I'm at 250 hours spent on reviewing a methodology, and I'm now getting 9k views. Now, I have a slight jump around this point, and this was actually because I clickbaited. I used Andrea's face, but he actually appears in the video, so it's not really clickbait. And then it kind of pulled up a little again, like at 9k, because now I'm using Spanish Boost Gaming, because people are a little bit curious. They're like, oh, what's going on here? And then it starts dropping again, 9k, 8k, 8k. And then randomly I get a 10K in here. I think it's because I said something controversial, something odd, or it might have been, I think it just got shared on Reddit or something. But then 7K, 9K, 8K, 7K. Do you see a trend here? This is not a series that produces views. This is not even a series that produces subs. This is a series that takes up an insane amount of effort to do. Now, obviously, I am getting something out of this. I make a little bit of money. I get some views. I get some subs. And I am learning a language. And that's how I look at it at the end of the day. I'm still learning a language. But like, if we click on my 750-hour update, okay, I get 13 subs off of this and 51 bucks. 51 bucks for 50 hours worth of work, okay? This ain't a money maker. This series, I'm doing this for the passion at this point, okay? So I can understand you can critique me because you can say I'm biased. Like, because like I prefer certain methods and maybe you don't agree with me. That's fine, okay? That is perfectly fine. I understand that, you know, people like to learn in different ways. And I always do say on this channel, at the end of the day, the best method is whatever method keeps you moving forward. Because, you know, we're here to learn a language, not pledge allegiance to methodologies. But you can't accuse me of doing this for the views, okay? I ain't getting many views off of this shit. And in fact, the more I do, the less it progresses. Now, you might also then be thinking, then why Evildea? If I go to your most, recent videos, let's just go have a look at your most recent videos. You can see a lot of these recent videos have in some way been related to ALG, although not all of them, okay? A lot of them have been. But you also need to think logically from my perspective. Why would I do that? Maybe because I'm spending 3 hours a day doing this. So I have a lot to say. I'm experiencing a lot. Now, for me, the real money makers, the real reviews, the real sub makers, the return on investment ones, it ain't me doing language videos where I actually do challenges and I give you guys the results. No, it's like this here. Look at this. Can you learn Arabic in 365 days? I'm just doing a react to someone. I don't speak Arabic. I get 35 subs off of that, okay? Compared to, you know, the Dreaming Spanish one I showed you, which was like 13 subs. Now, and the same amount of views, the same amount of money. This was literally 30 minutes of work versus 50 hours of work. So you get what I'm saying, right? Or like, for example, one of my controversial videos, if I just go down, like I'm being forced to pick a side. Okay, this video right here, 181 subs, okay. Less views, less money, but again, it was like a 30 minutes worth of effort. And it's just me presenting my views. In fact, the best way for me to progress as a channel, if I really wanted to make money off of Dreaming Spanish, make subs off of Dreaming Spanish, get the support of the Dreaming Spanish community behind me, would be to be an absolute passionate fan. If I was like I'm trying to say something that's not so vulgar, I can't help it. If I was balls deep in on the methodology, if I was 100% supporter of it, I can guarantee those videos would be shared on the Dreaming Spanish subreddit, like every time I dropped them, because they're inspiring to people, okay? I probably would have had like maybe even interviews with the Dreaming Spanish team at this point, but because I am not that person, and I do provide my critiques, it costs me. It actually costs me overall. Now, I understand for the people who really love the method and they feel like I am attacking it and they see the negative comments in my comment section from other people who are totally against it. I feel like at this point, I have helped the ALG community way more than I have been a negative to it. More people have gone and started using the ALG method to learn languages due to what I'm doing than have actually, you know, just have changed their mind. Most of the people who hate it probably already hated it before I did my videos anyway, okay. So I probably helped that community way more. Maybe me being a big head, but I did want to respond to this because it's an unjustified call out in that aspect. Call me out if you don't agree with my opinions on the method overall. That's fine, okay. Or pull some, you know, science or whatever and use articles to refute me. That's fine, but this is my evidence for this is not a profitable series for me, okay? I'm literally in it for the passion at this point. In fact, one of the driving factors is because I've become friends with Spanish Boost Gaming. We dropped another video. Yeah, I'm going to do that whole thing where I try to make some money, okay? We dropped another video where we did some stuff together for about an hour. If you want to watch that, just hit the join button down the below. I'm losing my English at this point. I think I've filmed like 3 videos already today. And I'll see you all in the next video. Whatever. Hate me if you want. Yeah.